On this episode, we're going to check out 3 Earp graves. That is Wyatt Earp, Newton Earp, and Virgil Earp. But not the Virgil you're thinking of. Stick around and find out what I'm talking about on this episode of Grave Time. By the looks of my watch, it's officially Grave Time. We're going to check out 3 different cemeteries. The first one we're at is Hills of Eternity Memorial Park, located in Colma, California. This is where Wyatt Earp is laid to rest, beside his third wife, Josephine. Now, she was still alive when he had passed, and this happens to be an area of where her side of the family is buried here at this Jewish cemetery. And when I came here, I didn't know that the Jewish Sabbath is on a Saturday, so I had to wait until Sunday to visit his grave. Also, this grave marker happens to be the third one because the first 2 were stolen. The epitaph on their tombstone reads that nothing's so scarred as honor, and nothing so loyal as love. Wyatt Earp passed away on January 13th, 1929, at the age of 80 years old. Now, Wyatt Earp was best known as an Old Western lawman and gambler, as well as participating in the Great Shootout at the OK Corral, which took place in Tombstone, Arizona, on October 26, 1881. Back in 1993, the movie Tombstone came out, which tells the story about Wyatt Earp, Virgil Earp, and Doc Holliday. May I suggest you check out the movie if you haven't already seen it. It'll fill you in with more about the story and about his life. The next cemetery that we're going to visit is in Sacramento, California, and that's East Lawn Memorial Park. That's where we're going to find Wyatt and Virgil's brother, Newton Jasper Earp. When he passed away, he was living with his daughter, Alice Wells, who's actually buried not too far away from his grave. However, I couldn't find it, which just means I'm going to have to do a follow-up video when I do find her grave. He passed away on December 18th, 1928, at the age of 91 years old. Newton Earp fought in the American Civil War on the Union side. He served under Grant, Sherman, and McPherson. Newton had gotten married and had 4 children. They moved to Southern California to be closer to the Earp family that was residing there. Eventually, he headed up north to Woodland, California, and did farming and was also a carpenter. Next up, we're going to visit the last cemetery for this video. This here is the Sacramento City Cemetery, which is where I film probably 50 or 60% of my videos. This is where Virgil Edwin Earp is buried. He happens to be the son of Newton Jasper Earp. And yes, he is named after his uncle Virgil. He died on November 20th, 1959, at the age of 80 years old. His wife, Grace, is buried above him in this section of the cemetery. Virgil, much like his uncle Wyatt, was in law enforcement and was the sheriff of Paradise Valley, Nevada. By the time he had hit 21 years old, he had already killed 3 men. He also rode into Mexico with his uncle Wyatt, looking for the men who killed his uncle Morgan. Virgil worked for the San Francisco Chronicle as a solicitor. He also dabbled in Hollywood as an advisor in the making of Western films. And he also won $32,000 on a TV show because he was the only one who could answer all the questions regarding old Westerns. Now, the thing that I find very interesting, and could be an urban legend, is that His uncle Wyatt Earp had given him his gun, and supposedly Virgil is buried with it. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Grave Time. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.